Welcome to this section of discussions on classification of canals. As we know, canal is one of the very important hydraulic structures and it serves a great purpose of supplying the water to the agricultural purposes in specific and many other secondary uses also. It's very important for all of us to know the details about the classifications. In this session, we are supposed to reach at the outcome of understanding what is the canal and what are the different parameters on which the canal is classified. There are a number of different classification parameters such as alignment, the soil, the source of supply, the discharge, the lining, and the excavation. The canals are classified on these parameters. So we will try to understand what are the classifications based on all these parameters. At the end of the session, I would like to pose some of the questions for the audience also, which will give you the idea of what you have learnt in this session. The classification of the canal is one of the very important parameters because based on this classification, we will come to know more about the canals. Before going to classification of the canals, I would like to highlight the concept of the canal. Canal, as you know, there is an artificial channel. Basically, it is open channel flow. So, whole of the water surface is subjected to atmospheric pressure, and this open channel is man-made channel. It is artificially constructed. So the canal which is artificially constructed for number of different purposes, main purpose which it serves is supplying the water to agriculture. With this basic introduction to concept of the canal, now we will switch over to the classification of the canal. When we have some topography, we know that topography has some of the points which are having equal elevations. We know by this time that such points, if we join such points of equal elevation, if we join all of them, then the line which is formed is known as contour line. So any topography has number of such contours. As and when the alignment of the canal is touching to or matching with such contour of the topography, such canal is known as the contour canal. So in short, we can say the alignment of the canal when it is matching with contour of the topography, such canal is known as contour canal. There is another feature of the topography. The topography has one highest line. Such line is known as ridge line. The canal alignment, if it is matching with this ridge line of that particular topography, such canal is known as a ridge canal. As we know that a ridge is the topmost contour line of that particular topography, it divides the entire topography into two different catchments. That's why this ridge line is also known as a watershed line. And subsequently, the ridge canal is also known as the watershed canal. This is the second type of the canal based on its alignment. The third type of the canal based on alignment is side slope canal. As we discussed that any topography has number of different contour lines. If we make the alignment of the canal with respect to the not with respect to the contours, but if we select the alignment in such a way that the alignment will make certain angle with the contour line. Generally, as far as possible in the field, it is attempted that this angle with the contour line should be 90°. But if it is not possible sometimes, then it may be in a skew pattern also. So, as and when the alignment of the canal makes some angle, preferably right angle, with the contours of the topography, that kind of canal is known as side slope canal. The side slope canal has advantages, two advantages that it has the capacity to irrigate both the sides of the land. If on this aspect we compare the previous one, contour canal, we can see here that contour canal cannot irrigate both the sides because on one of its sides the elevation will go on increasing. On other side it can irrigate the land because there is a continuous slope. On this basis of the alignment, the contour, this ridge canal can also irrigate the land on both of its banks, both of its sides. Now we can go for the next classification. Next classification is based on the soil. As we know, there are different types of the soils which are forming the topography. Majority of the land in perennial rivers zone is classified as alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is the soil which is made up with the depositions, silt depositions of the soil of the rivers. So, as and when the canal is aligned to such alluvial soil, it is known as alluvial canals. And all other alignments of the canal which are not passing through alluvial soils, those are termed as non-alluvial soils. Similarly, on the other aspects of the source of supply, the canals can be classified. Source of supply means in what way canal will receive the water. If the canal is going to receive the water throughout the year, then it is known as perennial canal. If it is going to receive the water only during some particular season, then it is known as non-perennial canal. Non-perennial canal does not have the potential to supply the water throughout the year. Some of the canals they receive the supply of the water only during floods. Such canals they are known as inundation canals. The canals can also be classified on the basis of the discharging capacity. When the canal is originating from the dam or main river in such a way that it has a potential to carry the maximum amount of the discharge, and additionally it can supply the water to its main to its branch canals, to its distributaries, then such canal is known as main canal. The branch canal is the canal which is having the discharging capacity more than 5 meter cube per second. Such branch canals they receive the discharge from main canal. The distributary is the another small canal which has the discharging capacity more than 0.25 cubic and it is less than 5 cubic. The distributary also receives the water from branch canal. The minor or sub-minor are still small canals which are receiving the water from the distributary and the discharging capacity is less than 0.25 meter cube per second. Having received this discharge from the minor, then comes the field channel. Field channel is the temporary channel which is made up by the farmers instantly in the field after receiving the discharge from the miner or subminer. So all these 4-5 categories of the canals, they are based on their discharging capacity. Based on the lining, the canals can be also classified as lined canal or unlined canal. The lining is phenomena of protecting the canal perimeter with impervious material. Impervious material might be concrete, might be brick, might be stone, might be tiling or the asphalt. The very first idea of providing the lining to the entire canal along its perimeter is to reduce the seepage losses. Because of impervious material, the losses will be reduced. The lining also protects the canal cross section. It does not allow the canal cross section to deteriorate. The lined canal are the canals which are lined with such material, impervious materials. Unlined canals are obviously not, they are not lined with any impervious material. So their cross sections are irregular and their seepage losses are also comparatively more than the lined canals. The classification based on excavation is the another type of canal. The ground level and bed level of the canal, they decide this category. If the bed level of the canal is well below the ground level, in that case the canal is excavated below the ground level, and such canal is known as the canal in cutting. Other way around, as and when the bed level of the canal is above the ground level, in that case we will have to raise the canal section above the ground level by putting additional material. So such canal is known as canal in filling. The third type is canals in partial cutting and partial filling. Some of the length of the canal, the bed level is below the ground level. In some of the stretch, in some of the length, the bed level is above the ground level. Under such circumstances, the canals are known as the partial cutting, canals in partial cutting and partial filling. There are different types of the canals based on their functions. Canal has to serve number of different functions. One of the major functions is irrigation, to supply the water for the irrigation purposes. Such canals, they are known as irrigation canals. Dharoi Canal in Gujarat, or Western Yamuna Canal in Haryana, or Tungabhadra Canal in Karnataka, or Hirakud Canal in Odisha, or Parambikulam Aliyar Canal in Tamil Nadu are the examples of irrigation canals. Based on the another function of feeding the sub-canals, the canals are classified as feeder canal. Feeder canal is the canal which is a main canal and supplying the water to this sub-canal. Narmada main canal on Sardar Sarovar scheme, Indira Gandhi canal in Rajasthan, Upper Chenab canal in Pakistan. Uh, these are some of the canals which can be classified under the category of feeder canal or carrier canal. Particularly Upper Chenab Canal in Pakistan is known as carrier canal. Carrier canal means these canals, they receive the water from main canal. Based on navigation purposes, transportation purposes, the canals can be classified as navigation canal. Grand Canal in China, Suez Canal, Panama Canal, these are under this category. If the canal is having the potential to supply the water for the um, power plant, then they are known as power canals. Mother Brook Canal, the Niagara Falls, the Waitana or Koina canals, these are the power canals. So with this classification, basic classification, now we are at this stage of review that we know what is the canal, what are the different parameters which are classifying the canal. And it's question time now. These are the questions which you would like to answer. What is the canal? Differentiate between contour canal and